Welcome to Ski Cap, Hoodie and Shorts, Episode 31, Sounds of the Upcoming Summer. Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today on the Ski Cap, Hoodie and Shorts podcast. I'm your host, Ted Samaras, and today I wanted to talk to you about the sounds of the upcoming summer season. So it's the beginning of May, and depending on what part of the country you're in or what part of the world you're in, you're getting ready for the upcoming summer season. And whereas I know summer doesn't get officially kicked off until like June 21st or June 20th, depending on what year it is, you're going to start to see people starting to get ready, at least here in the States, for the upcoming unofficial summer season, which starts on Memorial Day at the end of May and ends at Labor Day at the beginning of September. And for some of you, you're getting near the end of your school year. I know you end right around Memorial Day. For others of you, you're still in the swing of state testing like we are here in New Jersey. But summer is not that far away at the beginning of June. So as you're walking around, you may notice some of your neighbors or some of the buildings or some of the businesses around you starting to get ready for the summer. And, it's interesting how the seasons work, right? There's really a cyclical nature if you live in an area long enough or if you're familiar with other areas where there's natural sounds of the seasons. I know like up in my neck of the woods, I can see the blue jays come in the early spring, and by summertime they've gone north to Canada because it gets too warm from them, and they're back usually around October, November, December, and then are further south for the winter, right? But there's other kinds of natural cycles that you start to hear too, or artificial cycles, right, with workers everywhere. So I took a walk down the local boardwalk the other day. I was in Long Branch, actually, which is one of the great boardwalks that's about a half hour from me. And there was a lot of traffic. I went on a random Friday, right, beginning of the month, not Memorial Day weekend yet or anything like that. But there was still a lot of traffic, but it wasn't the type of traffic that you would expect. It wasn't like, the restaurants were packed at like 8 in the morning or, all the bars were all lined up and everybody was, jockeying for position on the beach. But it was more just like all the workers and all the businesses getting ready for that. So as I walked around, like right down in the boardwalk where there was like a lot of the usual prime parking spots, there was a ton of work trucks, a lot of equipment, bunch of contractors, everybody there starting to either get people's beach homes going or getting the restaurants resurfaced that maybe, had taken a little damage, during the winter, although we had a pretty interesting winter up here with no snow. But just you could see even like the city workers, right? Like they were putting in their parking meters, they were restriping the parking spots. And so it was interesting to see. And like you could actually hear it. It's sort of like on my walk. I didn't go with headphones this time because I wanted to not only hear the ocean, but I wanted to hear like the productivity of getting ready for the summer. And there's a certain rhythm, there's a certain sound like a symphony to it. You could hear the hammers going. You could hear the drills going. You could hear the occasional backfire of a truck as if like it was like a trumpet blaring in the brass section, right? And there was that hustle and bustle of people yelling, maybe not even in English most times, just in a variety of languages for, whatever them and their workers were speaking. And just, bringing in the equipment into the restaurants. And, I couldn't believe how many alcohol trucks were down there already for beginning of May, which I'll leave judgment for you there. But also just like the trucks bringing in the extra equipment, bringing in the outdoor furniture, making those type of deliveries. So it's pretty interesting. And again, each season kind of has a rhythm of its own. I know, Christmas time has its rhythm. The autumn has its rhythm. And this time, right before Memorial Day, I know everybody comes down the shore, whether they're from New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania. They flock the Jersey Shore starting Memorial Day. Everybody's happy to see them, right? By July 4th, you're kind of a little tired of the tourists, right? And then by the end, by Labor Day, right, everybody kind of packs up and goes about their business and gets on with their normal lives. But this time between Memorial Day and Labor Day definitely has its own, rhythm. And there's like a constant beat to it too, which is interesting. Like I said, the autumn, the apple picking and the pumpkin pie and the Christmas carols and all that kind of stuff. But this kind of hurrying up and getting ready, whether you're getting ready because you want to rush somewhere to relax or you want to rush somewhere to be able to generate more revenue. If you're the businesses that are down the shore that really make their money in this 3-4 month period, there's more of a frenetic pace to it. But, I definitely encourage you to, if you can, whether it's the shore, whether it is the mountains, whether it is local amusement parks, whether it is state fairs, depending on where you are in the country or in other parts of the world, I definitely encourage you to pop your headphones out and kind of listen to the sounds of those seasons, especially this one where people are excited to more and more to get outside. You'll definitely see what I mean. I love the surprise and the newness of it, of the new season, the new rebirth of the summer, but also the consistency that comes up. And especially like as an educator who did corporate for 10 years prior to becoming an educator, it was a rhythm that I missed when I was in corporate. One thing that I really enjoyed when I got back into education as a teacher and as an instructional coach is that whole cyclical rhythm to, a new beginning in September for us, and the seasons of the Christmas time and, the winter and then spring break and then into the summer. Something that, I kind of experienced it on the weekends when I was corporate, but not so much. It was still that whole grind. You kind of got into it and you kind of went through there. So that's one of the things when I became an educator, aside from working with students and working with great faculty, was that rhythm. That chance to kind of start over again every September. And in this case, to kind of end another school year and kind of, catch your breath, even though I'm working all summer. It's a different kind of work. And, go from there. But definitely pop your headphones off, go out, enjoy it, and you'll see what I mean. And you'll definitely hear what I mean, too. And if you're lucky, you'll get to smell and taste what I mean as well. So what do you think of this episode? What do you think about like the cycles of the season? Do you kind of experience this in your area? Do you kind of just go all year long? It seems like the same thing. Let me know what you think. As always, I love hearing feedback from you guys. So feel free to reach out to me. You can always go to the main website for here, which is www.skicaphoodieandshorts.com. You can go to my main website, which is www.ourtechcoach.com, where you get to see this project and also some of the other geek projects I'm working with global educators around the world. Right? And if you want to reach out to me on social media, you can always reach out to me on Twitter, where my primary handle is @OurTechCoach. So as always, thank you very much for your time. And please remember to be good to yourself and be yourself.